Podcast.
You're probably thinking, why the word doozy? What the hell does that mean?
Well, the word doozy means something that is extraordinary or outstanding of its kind.
And we are not that, but we want to be.
So this is the podcast where we give you all the tools you need to become successful in life.
The best part, we're going to learn how to be successful ourselves while we teach you how to be successful yourself.
I'm Alex Stubb.
I'm Matthew McLachlan.
And I'm Andrew Goebel.
And today we're going to learn how to surf.
Hey.
That's it. Today's episode is also sponsored by BotticelliFoods.com. Use the promo code Doozy at checkout.
That was
DOOZY for 10% off.
That was an awful face you made, right?
That's surfing.
Is that surfing?
You don't make that face when you surf, bruh.
No.
Does anyone surf here?
No. No, I can't do the face because I can't surf.
Right.
No, the closest I ever got was what is that? Skimboarding?
Oh, okay.
Where you like throw the board down the sand and just kind of jump on and pray.
And then pray.
And then you normally just like eat shit.
Always eat shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that. I don't think that really counts.
Nope.
I tried doing that's like where you like throw it and then
yes.
you run.
And then you run and then you try and jump on
I tried doing that.
Yeah, you eat shit a lot, dude.
I've tried surfing down the stairs before with different objects, and that never panned out well.
That went better for me than regular surfing.
Okay.
For sure.
Right.
Nice.
I did boogie boarding. That was the best thing to do.
What is the difference?
Tiny little guy that you just kind of turn around when the wave comes, and then you just kind of kick your little legs, and then you ride it for a bit.
Okay.
You
don't
got
really
water
stand.
wings on. Yeah.
You got water wings on,
Yeah.
I got a water waistband,
Swim
thing
cap.
on, swing cap,
The nose
swim
plugs.
cap.
You got
Definitely.
the nose plugs
Nice.
on.
The white little
the goggles that are too tight for your
right,
face.
and it's like that
Suction company, your
for
eyes.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never tried to surf. It just seems dumb. I hate the ocean. So any piddle paddling on the tippy top, I don't need to. That's God's
Piddle
country.
paddling on the-
I don't need to. I don't need to be worried about what's going on underneath.
I'm
all
with
that.
you on that. I don't like being way out in the ocean either.
No.
Aren't you the only one that's been on a cruise?
I've been on a cruise.
I've been on a cruise.
Oh, okay, that's right.
I was
I'm
on a party
actually
cruise.
afraid of the ocean, and you guys cosplay ocean fear. You go out in the middle of
No,
the ocean.
see, this was
The
before my
ocean
fear.
is like, I went scuba diving once in Hawaii.
Never.
What?
And
No.
it was like Jurassic Park underwater.
That's. I have described the ocean in terrifying manner. I have an entire PowerPoint presentation on why the ocean sucks and is scary. That is the most frightening way I've ever heard it.
I was literally, it was me and the instructor. We're down there, and we like went through like this kind of gorge into like where this cove was, like with this cave, and just going by, he was like, "Look," he's like, we are just visitors. We have to be respectful. You cannot like just don't touch anything. Don't just keep your distance and you'll be fine. And I'm going through and like stingrays are flying by. Eels are like hanging out of like, it was insane. And we go up to like this big cave and he like points in the cave. I've never told you this story.
No.
Really?
Never.
So I'm scuba diving, right? So we go up to this cave and he like points into the cave and there's like a school of like these like baby like white tip like sharks swimming in a circle. And I was like, oh shit, like under the water. And like as I looked at him to be like, whoa, that's really cool, he like looked just past me and his like eyes got really wide. And I was like, oh shit. And I turned and this sea turtle came out of the front of the cave. He was like the size of me, and his head was like the size of your head, and he was like right there. And he's just kind of looking at me, but I was like screaming underwater when it happened. I was like, bah! And he just kind of looked at me and like fell asleep like on the sand and whatever. And I was like, okay, that was cool. But
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. At least it wasn't a shark. I thought you were going to turn around and say a shark.
No,
Because
no,
I
I'm a
would
shark.
have pissed myself
well, that's
now.
why I was
I'm
like,
not even
oh
underwater.
shit, this is it. This is how I go.
A turtle.
A turtle.
A turtle.
But like he was just like, what up, bruh? What up, bruh?
All right.
He was like, crush.
And I was, you know how when you scream underwater, you don't make a noise, but it's that you hear that high pitched like. that was
That's it.
that was
That's
me.
a
And he
good
was looking
underwater
at me
scream.
like,
That's a
what
good
the
underwater
fuck?
scream.
That was great.
He was like, oh, that's lulling me to sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be on top of that. I don't want to play for
No,
fun
it
on
was
the.
good, but I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't need that. It also surfing seems like a lot of work. We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into the work because it's
a lot.
It's a lot of work. I think my main problem is I am more suited for solid ground. My whole physique screams I need something strong.
Be on ground. Big beefy pythons to get up hills and mountains.
I feel like on solid ground you're still a little wobbly.
It's still a little wobbly.
Fuck up.
I mean, find the lie though, bro.
Stop making that face.
Solid ground you're still a little wobbly.
Still a little wobbly. This is Andrew. I am Andrew's equilibrium. Wobbly. Hey, let's get into these
Let's get
tips.
these goddamn
Yeah.
tips.
You know, I've always wanted to surf because people who surf people who are really good at surfing are also really good at like skateboarding and snowboarding.
It actually is.
It's like all the same
Yeah,
thing.
I saw
It's
Johnny.
a-
I saw Johnny Tsunami.
It's all the same thing, but on different terrain.
Yeah, it's the Venn diagram of
was
those
never good at
has to
that.
be just on top of each other.
And if you're not, if you're like really good at one and terrible at the other, what a fucking
what an
idiot,
idiot.
dude.
Whatever the opposite of this is, it just I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably
one.
that. Cool.
Well, if you're out on the ocean right now listening to this podcast,
Do we have some tips for you?
if you're waiting for the waves to come by,
You got earbuds in and you're paddling. You're like, how do I do
right.
this?
If you're paddling out right now and you're on YouTube, get ready because
We got the top 9 tips. Tip number 9. Get into right gear. So if you're in the middle of the ocean, you've already fucked up because you did need a few things before you're out there. But whatever. Choose which surfboard you would like to ride. There are many different styles. Fun boards, short boards, long boards, fish boards. The long boards are not the most...
boards.
Yeah, fat boards. The long boards are not the most maneuverable or versatile of the boards, but they are great for beginners because of their ease of use. Ugh. Lisp. Too early.
Ease of the youth is
Ease of the youth.
It's
very different.
Very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Buy a leash for your board and get a wetsuit. This keeps you warm in cold water and prevents chills and hypothermia. Also, get sex wax.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. An activity that has easy access to hypothermia.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like, oops.
Well, but then you get sex wax too.
That's true.
Yeah.
What is that? That to like on the board?
Yeah,
it's like
to-
lube for the board.
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
lube for the board that you when you lay on it.
No. I think it's the opposite. So it smooths across the water better. You don't want to be
I
slip
think it's both. I think it's both sides because it's also you want it on your body to like
sex wax.
yeah sex wax.
I don't think you put it on your body. I think it's
No,
strictly
you put it
for
on the
the
board, but you're laying on the board side with the sex wax on
I think
it.
the sex wax goes underneath so that it slides on the water.
Sex
I
wax
think.
is underneath.
I
for
think
the
both.
water,
I think it's
I think
sex
that- I think-
wax.
No,
both
sex
sides.
underwater.
And does it
Underwater
help
for
with
the
traction?
knee.
Is that what it helps with
no,
traction?
well, yeah, your attraction to the board.
So you got to be
You're not
attracted
laying on the
to
board
bo-
on your stomach. You're standing up.
Well, you have to start on your stomach. We'll get there.
So you're saying you have to be attracted to
You have
the
to wanna
board,
fuck that
the board
surfboard,
for
and
before
then
sex
you-
wax.
What is sex wax made out of?
Come, obviously.
What do you think? What next tip? Go ahead.
Next tip, number 8, practice on the ground first. Attach the leash to your back food.
back foot. I can't type.
Okay. Attach the leash to your back food and to the tail of the board. Then lie belly down on the board so your body's lined up straight down the middle of the board. Start a paddling motion with both arms to get the sense of the muscles that will be working. Stand on the board properly. Keep your knees bent, your arms loose and extended. Your feet planted on the board and your torso leaned forward. T slower your center of gravity.
We got a lot of things to talk about here.
I mean,
that I've known.
not the least of which are the typos
T
that I.
slower.
14 typos in this one.
Start a paddling. I like that one.
And,
Start a paddle.
And
But
just
it's the
for credit
paddling
where credit-
motion. Paddling is the
Leash your
adjective.
back food.
Also, credit where credit's due. Alex didn't write this one.
This is my fault.
But I talk. I realize that when I read the tips, I talk as I'm skimming it. You know,
Yes.
paddle
As if you're-
motion. You get the sense of the muscles are working.
As if your
stand
interest
on
has
the-
a bunch of sex wax
right.
on it.
Stand
Yeah.
and get to the sex wax already.
But see, that's what I was saying is you have to start with your belly down on the board. That's how you paddle out.
If you guys did this and I saw you on the ground practicing, I would make fun of you so bad. I'd be like, you guys have no life, are so dumb.
Yeah.
And I'd be proud of you.
Yeah, when I was
Well,
researching
you know
this,
what?
they
We
did.
gotta start somewhere.
Well, they
man.
did say do it in your backyard, and I think that would be even funnier. You just look into someone's backyard and they're just.
They're like in the backyard in like.
Do that again.
Yeah. Thank God you have that that top to make you really move smoothly.
I got that top makes you more aerodynamic.
You're goddamn right, it does. I wore this on a pontoon in Puerto Rico, getting super drunk. I actually got a tattoo the day before, so I couldn't actually go in the water, but it didn't stop me from putting all the liquids into my body.
Right.
And
Right.
and that's really all you need on a pontoon boat is
The liquids in your body.
liquids in your body.
Got it.
Yeah, practice on the ground first, privately.
Yeah, you can't do
Preferably.
it in an open backyard.
No.
Like that's
No,
people are going to
you're-
call the cops on you.
Yeah.
This
Well,
man
if you're
is
just sex waxing everywhere and then just like paddling,
you're just like
Yeah.
moving sideways on the board. You're falling off onto the ground because of all the wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure even practicing on the ground, I would fuck it up. I wouldn't be able to.
You get knocked over by a wave.
I would still get knocked over by something.
Yeah. The wind would. You're like, fuck, and I got to do this in the
I
water?
would get hit by a wave out of nowhere.
Yeah. Hey, tip number 7. Get comfortable on your board in the water. Paddle around and find the sweet spot of the board. This is when your board planes across the water, the nose slightly above that water. Finding the sweet spot allows you to achieve maximum paddling efficiency, paddling with long, deep strokes as you can comfortably reach. That's it.
a lot of sex stuff. I'm realizing.
I'm
Well,
wondering.
that's why surfers are like.
Well, that's what I was gonna
You
say.
know, there's
Are
a
they?
whole-
Do they slap down
the
dick
whole
hard?
culture
I mean,
They have
yeah.
to.
are they? Are they good lays?
Yeah.
And that's a Hawaiian. It could be a Hawaiian thing too.
Yeah.
Lays.
Yeah. Anyone who could ride the waves, they're like they got the stamina, they got the balance.
It's not the
they
size
have
of the
endurance.
size of
Yeah.
the boards, motion to the ocean kind
Yeah.
of deal. But that's just their feet. I mean, do you think they use a lot of standing up, like in bed?
I think
Yeah.
they-
How do you do it?
Yeah, I think they have to use their abs a lot when
They
they're,
do.
when they're surfing.
They do.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I maybe I should get a water bed.
Yeah. Now we're
Yeah,
cooking with
yeah.
gas.
Wha-
Yes.
And then we're trying to stand
do
up.
all
do s-
surfers have water beds?
I think
I
they
think they-
legally have
yeah,
to.
they
They
got
do.
to.
I
got
think they
to.
legally have
Wow.
That's good. I've done paddle boarding, and that took me a while just to get.
That's the one you just like stand in the
where
water,
you just
right?
stand
and you just
kind of go through.
to. And then a wave comes out of
a
nowhere. I
wave
guess.
always comes out of nowhere.
It's true. That's like canoeing, but for idiots. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
I'll be
yeah.
grocery shopping. I'll be at the dentist. These waves.
Waves,
just come out of
nonstop,
nowhere.
nonstop.
For a second, I was like,
find
"Why
them.
are you paddle boarding?"
Yeah, exactly.
He enters
I
the
gotta
dentist like,
practice on-
I got a cavity. I need you guys to
Gotta
really
practice
look at.
on ground. No.
Oh, it's so stupid. All right, tip number 6. You got to learn basic surfing etiquette. Knowing the basic rules of the surf will help you to make sure that your first time out is fun and safe. Here are some basic safety rules to keep in mind. Respect the right of way. When there is more than one surfer paddling to catch a wave, the person who has paddled closest to the peak has the right of way for that wave. Don't drop in on others. Paddling to catch or drop into a wave while someone is already riding closer to the peak is considered rude and potentially dangerous. Remember to scan the line of the water for other surfers before you try and catch it. Very popular and busy surfing locations don't usually have these strict rules, and multiple people will often ride the same wave, sometimes referred to as a party wave. If 2 people are waiting for the same wave, whichever person catches it first and is closer to the peak has the right of way. It's like driving rules.
Okay.
It's like driving rules.
But
Sure.
no street lights.
Not a single street light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're playing with God now. It's like you can't control that wave.
No,
you know,
no,
you
no,
can't
no.
control, but you control what you do on the wave.
Exactly. You can't control it, but you can control yourself.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Needle point that on a pillow.
Yeah. It's not about the wave. It's about the.
The way you fuck on a waterbed. Sorry. Did I miss something? Because I thought that's where we're. I thought that was real.
Yeah,
I thought this was America, and we could just fuck standing up on waterbeds.
That was
There's a
perfect.
whole rule book of etiquette that comes with that as well.
With fucking on waterbeds,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, legally there has to. You have to be registered as a surfer, top tier medalist.
Yeah, you need a lifeguard.
You
gotta-
do
you
actually
have to
need a
have your
lifeguard.
to fuck on a waterbed. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
of course. You
Yeah,
need it.
yeah. Because if that waves knocks you off or knocks you up, you got to get going. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had a buddy in high school that had a waterbed that he would hook up with girls on the waterbed, and I just couldn't.
Did he get seasick? or
No,
what's the
I
deal?
just couldn't. Props to him, because I went and tried to lay on there once, and I was like, how do you get anything done on this thing?
It's true.
Yeah, imagine like getting up in the morning. You're, what?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's bring those back, huh?
I
Bring
don't.
it back.
Can we get a waterbed?
Sponsor?
No, also that. Is there a waterbed Tempur-Pedic combo, like the cushiony and underneath there's the water? Let's do that.
Okay, all right. So like a memory,
So
a
when you-
memory foam.
So when you stand on it with the glass of wine,
waterbed?
so you have the glass of wine you're standing on it.
It's
It is
still-
moving around, but it doesn't.
Still doesn't.
It still doesn't fall. You get
I
it.
think we're onto something.
I think I just found our ticket out of here, boys.
This is our last podcast. We're gonna break
Yeah.
into the mattress business.
Waterbed business.
As far as etiquette, though, I've seen been to like beaches where I've seen people surfing, and people do not follow the etiquette rules, and you get killed if you someone hits a wave and you're like in the way.
Yeah.
The nose of that thing will take you right out.
Yeah.
Bye
And
bye.
sometimes there are little fins underneath, little blades that'll just come
True.
right at you,
Yeah, they're cutting through the water, but they can cut through you.
cut through you. Yeah. You think
quick.
you think water's soft? Your skin is.
Idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when you fall from a great height, it's like cement because water is usually hard.
We are water.
We are water.
We're not.
Tip number 5.
Yeah.
Identify a target spot. You want to be waist deep in the white water where the waves have already broken. Don't paddle too far where more advanced surfers may be waiting. However, make sure you are in deep enough water to keep from hitting your head if you fall off your board.
Which it will also cut your fucking head if it hits you. So
Lot
You
of-
don't,
that's
you
a
don't
lot of
want
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want that life. We don't want
You
it.
gotta find a sweet spot. Not you're not ready for the big leagues yet, but
No.
you're also not in the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
You know?
You're in the ocean.
Right.
You're in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff to hurt your body in there,
Oh
apparently.
yeah. There's reefs.
I'm just getting past the beach part where, like, I get hurt just being there from the sun, from the sand, from
hot sand,
the
yeah.
shards of whatever the hell. So
The
you know,
needles.
and then you get me in the ocean, whole can of water worms. You know what I mean? Can't do it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think they're called eels
Ew.
though.
water worms.
Yeah.
No,
water-
to be dangerous, back to what you were saying, when I was paddleboarding out in Hawaii once, this guy was teaching
Was this
me.
the same trip, or have you been to Hawaii
This is the
multiple
same
times?
trip. Same trip. This is a crazy trip. And we were paddling by these rocks, and I was still like, I was still falling and figuring it out. And he's like, all right, follow me. We like went by like the rocks, and I was like, just thinking about maneuvering the rocks. But he was like, if you fall, look down in the water, and it was just all, I don't know, sea urchins is what they were, with those balls that have the spikes. The black balls. with
Why
the
would he
spikes
bring you
everywhere.
there?
He was like to incentivize me on not falling.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
That's
so I
cool.
was like, fuck. So now I had to really lock in to not like fall.
Yeah, to not go to the hospital.
Exactly.
Who was your teacher? You?
This is even crazier. You're not even
Oh my-
gonna fucking believe it. We were sitting out there after he. This was also some random dude that I was out there paddleboarding by myself. This random guy came out paddleboarding. He was an older guy, and he was like, "Hey, do you need some help? Like, I'm not doing anything, and I teach people." I'm like, "Sure." And we literally spent like all day trying to figure out the paddleboarding stuff, and then at the end we were just kind of sitting there like just talking and like just like chilling, and he's like, can I ask a question? I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you like an actor in the movies? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And he's like, my son does all that stuff. I'm like, or he's like, you look like one. He's like, my son does all that stuff. I was like, oh, who's your son? He's like, oh, he's about to be Aquaman in Justice League. I'm like, Jason Momoa? He's like, yeah, it's my son. I was like, holy I swear to God, I am not kidding you. Jason Momoa's dad taught me how to paddleboard out in Hawaii.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here.
I am not kidding you.
He's the one who like threatened you with sea urchins and death?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That sounds like a Momoa thing
I
to
swear
do.
to God. And then he got in the water and he took
I
off.
think I need a break.
We need to get the hell
I need
to our
a
sponsor,
fucking
Write Me Out.
break. All right. Jesus Christ.
Hey everyone, are you tired of buying expensive, low-quality foods? I know I am, and that's why it's time to discover the authentic taste of Italy with Botticelli Foods.
They are a family-owned brand that delivers farm-to-table products straight to your dinner table. Experience the rich flavors of their Italian cuisine, which has been passed down from generation to generation.
If you go to BotticelliFoods.com and use the promo code Doozy, that's DOOZY, at checkout, you can get 10% off all Botticelli Foods products.
I'm talking every kind of sauce you can think of.
All of them.
Olive oils, balsamics, and many, many more flavorful products.
And remember, Botticelli Foods are extraordinary and outstanding, just like the Men of Doozy.
Buy Botticelli's now.
Do it. And we now go to our favorite segment during the break,
Yeah.
checking in with Jose. Jose, have you ever been surfing? I mean, you live out in California.
I mean, I feel like you legally have to.
You got the hair for a surfer, dude. I
That's
mean,
true.
like, what's going on out there?
Hey, Doozy fellows. I'm Jose, and I currently live in North Carolina now. I don't live in California, so I don't really surf. I'm landlocked. Buy Botticelli's. I got this at the store. It's roasted garlic. I had one of them already, and it's terrific. It's it's good actually. Honestly, pretty good. I never purchased Botticelli's before, and I saw them in the store, and I was like, let me get this. And now I just buy them online and use the promo code Doozy for 20 or 10% off. I don't really know. Anyways, surfed once, got hurt, never surfed again. Episode is fantastic. Let's go.
See, that guy knew about sex wax.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
He has a backyard to practice in, probably.
Yeah. And he's got a waterbed, too.
Definitely.
He's waterbed.
He's doing a lot of standing.
He's
It might be on
waterbed
the
certified, for
He's-
sure.
Yeah, he's waterbed ready.
That's it. All right. Well, let's
hop back into these
let's
fucking tips.
Yeah. Let's ride the wave back into the.
The Momoa wave back into the.
So, that was a true story.
It was
Jason-
not a goddamn true story.
No, I believe that.
Jason
for
Momoa's dad fucking taught me. It was crazy.
Sure. Does he look like him, kind of?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, he doesn't.
So, are you sure it was his dad, or did some guy just lie to you and say he was Jason Momoa's dad?
No, it was his dad for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It does sound like a Momoa family thing to do. I've heard many stories of Jason Momoa where
Yeah.
he's just like a crack of dawn, like chugging Guinness and just like, let's go do some crazy nonsense. And this guy sounds like, hey, watch out for the sea
His
urchins.
family's from Hawaii.
I understand.
What an ass.
What a dick.
Ass.
Clearly not getting any comfortable sleep in a
Sounds
waterbed.
kinda jealous to me.
I don't think that. I like using that hand motion for anything but surfing. This is jealousy now.
You gotta bite your lip when you know.
I don't like that.
Hey, tip number 4. Paddle to your spot. Paddle straight when you are paddling out. If you hit the waves at a glancing angle, you will lost your forward momentum. You're built up. This is real. This is a sentence. If you hit the waves at a glancing angle, I'm sorry.
It's glancing angel.
If you hit the waves at a glancing angel, you will lost the forward momentum you're built up. We'll move on. Stay perpendicular
This
to the
sounds like it was written by a surfer.
Yeah, I was super relaxed when I wrote this.
super relaxed and high. Got in the sun.
Catch the glancing angel, fucking.
Dude, we're paddling out the glancing wave, glancing angel. You will lost your forward momentum.
You will lost it.
I was like,
Just
wait
try
a
to leash to
second.
your back food. Fucking hit it.
Hit on your back food, dude.
Push up your back foot.
I didn't mean for this, but
fucking
I
hit the
did
glancing angel.
perfectly. Hear.
Fucking
Fucking glancing angel, dude.
fucking cut through.
Dude, get all the back food you're built up. Stay perpendicular to the waves and cut through them instead. As you cut through a wave, it helps to do a push-up with your upper body. This prevents the wave from pushing you back to shore. Good. Now we have to do push-ups during this godforsaken activity.
Yeah, of course.
No. I won't do that. No. I say no to that. Nay, in fact.
Nah,
No, bro.
nah, bro.
Put that on my back food.
Nah, bro.
Okay, so paddle to your spot. Next tip.
Okay.
Getting up on the board is probably the hardest thing.
Yes, 100%.
Getting up's the hardest thing, whatever that means to you. On a board on the ocean, forget about it.
On a waterbed.
on the waterbed. Also
That's why you got to be
different.
trained. That's why
Yes.
you got to be trained, dude. That's why you got to be trained. I want the trailer to just be every time we've done that in an episode.
Awful. I was watching videos of like a surfing class when I was apparently blacking out and typing this.
Sure.
And the casual way they were like, yeah, you just, you lean and you're laying down, you paddle, and then they just like leaped up and like I was like, you missed a few steps there. Like I need a step ladder on my surfboard to get
Yeah,
up
there are
there.
about
Like, what are you
17
doing?
steps from flat to standing. that
Yeah, and
you've
they
missed.
skipped all of them. They're just like, here we go.
Just do a push-up? Cool. On the water? I can't do that on the ground. Yeah, then you sink. What do you...
Yeah, then you sink.
Tip number 3, be prepared to wipe out. Try to land flat so that you won't injure yourself in the shallow water or on a reef. Once you, on a reef. Once you have safely surfaced, pull the leash and climb back onto your board to prevent it from flopping through the water. Climb aboard and regain control. Most wipeout injuries happen as a result of the board hitting surfers.
Jesus fucking Christ. Is this
Yeah.
supposed to be fun?
I think a lot of people
What was that
enjoy
one
it.
movie?
Johnny Tsunami.
No. Surf's Up with Shia LaBeouf as the penguin. You ever seen that one?
Oh,
Maybe
it's the
one of
animated
the-
one.
yeah.
It did, knowing Shia LaBeouf,
Maybe one
it
of
did
the
sound like it was
best-
live action.
One of the best surfing animated movies ever.
What are other
Yeah,
surfing
can you name
animated
like maybe
movies?
Lilo and Stitch? Does that count?
Yes.
Surf's Up 2.
Oh, sure. Okay, the squeakquel.
What was that movie where the girl was surfing and she got her arm bit off by a shark?
I don't think
And then
that's-
she went back out and won the competition. Everyone was like, "Oh, good."
I don't think that's animated.
I hope it's animated.
What was that movie?
I don't
have
know,
no
but I
idea.
do.
Shark Bite.
But I do believe Meryl Streep's daughter played that part. I think.
Hold on. Wasn't surfing also in that Disney Channel original movie about the kid that was like a mermaid? Wasn't that also surfing?
No, I think he was,
That was
just
just
a
swimming.
mermaid. It was
That was
just
just
a mermaid.
swimming?
Yeah. Again, Johnny Tsunami.
I know that's the main one.
He was a mermaid.
No,
Not Johnny
no,
Tsunami.
different things. I think that was called Coming to America.
I think you're right about that.
I think that was in the second one.
I think that's in the squeakquel. Yeah, Coming to America, the squeakquel. Yeah. All right, next tip. Jesus.
Number 2, everyone, catch the wave.
we got it.
When you have a good sense of the speed and motion of the wave, take off using what you've practiced. Keep looking forward. Turning around loses power. You don't want to turn around.
No.
You want to catch the wave before it breaks. It is common for beginners to catch and ride the whitewater. If you miss a wave, just paddle back out and wait for the next one.
And that's just life, dude. If you miss the wave, just paddle back out and wait for the next one. I'm going to cross stitch that shit
On a needlepoint pillow.
on a needlepoint pillow.
This all seems like a lot of work for a feeling you can get from sex. You know,
On
you
your
just-
waterbed.
On the waterbed. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
for sure.
saying.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if you don't stand. I know, debatable,
I
but
know.
I'm just saying this I caught the wave. I'm feeling good, and it lasts like 15 seconds. It's like sex, right? Feels good, like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah. Is this in the whitewater?
Yeah, we talking the whitewater? or-
Depends on Depends on the day. Depends on the surf day.
Good.
Yeah.
And then you just paddle back and wait for the next wave.
Right.
Like, who was that girl that slept with like 1,000 dudes?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the girl that slept with like 1,000 guys.
Was she also a surfer?
She was then.
Who was that?
That white water.
Got it.
Nice.
I don't like it when you just hold eye contact as you do it. This is a waking nightmare.
Tip number 1, try turning when you're ready. Don't ever do it when you're not ready.
Nice.
As you become accustomed to the feeling of surfing, you should eventually try and angle your board across a wave. Lean into your turn with your body, keeping your center of gravity on the board. Use your body to gently dip the whale of your board into the face of the wave. That is supposed to be tail, right?
I have no idea what
Okay,
that's supposed to mean.
okay, let's just check it. This creates friction that will turn the board. Once you catch the right angle, maintain balance and write down the curl of the wave. Okay, once you catch the right angle, maintain balance and write down the curl of the wave. Cool.
At least
We got through it.
At least I tried.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You know,
Damn.
this is something I expect from Alex. Gotta be honest.
If we were all out surfing together, I think we'd find a new spot. You know,
This
away
dude,
from you.
this dude
Relax.
This dude who's trying to get these tips is dead.
Yeah.
He's covered in sea urchins.
Oh,
All
yeah.
over his
Are you
eyes.
still with us? Yeah.
Jason Momoa's dad has drowned
Did you
him
hit
at
the
this point.
reef?
Yeah. Yeah, so much so.
So that's
I
how
think-
you,
I
that's
think
how you
we're-
surf.
Yeah, I think we're pretty.
I think we nailed it.
I think we nailed the glancing angel, and yeah,
Food
dude,
back.
Food. Put your food back. You know.
Do we want to surf? No.
No.
I'm still.
I could try, but I feel like I would be annoyed that I can't do it in like an hour.
I feel like surfing would be the same experience that I had with like skateboarding, where I thought it was cool for an afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and then now I never want to see a surf or a skateboard or anything ever again.
I feel like it's the same for me. Like when I tried skateboarding, where I gave up and started riding my bike, and then my friends just made fun of me for having a bike and they rode skateboards. So I would just do that, but surfing. What's the bike of the sea? Paddleboarding?
Paddleboarding,
Jet skis.
No, that's
this
the
is the
motorcycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Are
well,
we done?
I
Are we done? Can we get out of the water
Can we
now?
get out of this water? Can we? Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're not even paddling with nearly enough force.
Yeah,
dude.
the water's up. The ceiling's up there. Yeah, look at that. There you go, bro.
Yeah. So in conclusion, get in the water.
Get in the water.
Get on the board.
Yeah.
Paddle around. Be on your stomach. Push up. Ride the wave.
Turn.
Fall off. Get up. Do it again.
Buy a waterbed.
Buy a water
Have sex with
bed.
1,000 people.
Yes.
White water.
That's I think
pretty
that's
much the deal.
Perfect.
Pretty good.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty good. All right. Well, this is a fun one.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching the Bad News podcast.
I wish I could write. Apparently, what's going on?
No,
Yeah.
You suck.
I know.
Please comment what your favorite tip was and share this episode with everyone you know.
We are on all social media and audio platforms.
And if there's something that you want to learn about while you're in the thick of it and have us teach you while you're already out there doing it, while we also learn about it, let us know, huh?
See you next episode,
Hey,
huh?
buy Botticelli's.
That's it.